Hi, this is Professor Miller. I wanted to introduce myself again and to introduce some of the programs you've been using. I know you've been doing it a week, and I was going back and I thought I might not have emphasized this enough. But you downloaded Python. If you go up here and you download Python, I recommend that you do go ahead and download um, what this program is, and this is called Visual Studio Code. Once you get into Visual Studio Code and you've already downloaded Python, you click here in Extensions and you click on Python and you enable it. And then once you do that, then you can come in here and I can do my program like this. But in order to see it, you'll see this up in the right corner here. You will see the play button, and when I run Python, the answer is down here. It says Fig. So if I am here and I want to say num equals int input, enter a number. Let's say enter a number. And then I come up here and I say print. I'm going to say num, and I'm going to multiply it by 25. So when I'm running this, I'm going to run it, and it's going to say enter a number. I'm going to say 8, and it's going to give me 200. So it does work. If you have to remember to save it, so I call this week 1. You can save it as whatever you want, and you can send me this. And this is a lot easier. If I do mess something up, like let's say I don't forget, let's take this out here. So it doesn't work. You'll see that there's like a red line, and it even tells you where you have the problem. The problem with some of the others is they don't have as good of problem solving. So I would highly recommend this. There's some online ones I recommend, or you could do IDLE. IDLE's fine too, but this one is the most robust, I would say, and I would highly recommend that. So as we go through our text, I am going through the book here, and to know that to begin, we talk about the 3 types of, we talked about strings up to this point, and now we're going to talk about integers. And an integer is a whole number, and it's a number with no decimal places, and we call it an int. You'll see there it says int, and the reason why we try to use int as much as possible because ints take less memory in code than a float does. A float is what's called a floating point literal, and floats are like a number with a decimal basically, and so a float is like 1.25. So Python you would need to declare as you're writing code which one it is, and we try to use ints wherever possible because ints do save us cost less room. So when I'm in here and I just close this program I wanted, so when I'm in here and I say num equals int input, enter a number, I am telling Python that I indeed want an int, which is an integer. And if I am running this program, let me run it. And if I type in let me put down here 1.25, it'll give me an error. See how it says an error? Because it only wants a 1. So int. Let's try it again. So I'm going to say int input. I put a number 1 there. I'm going to say int input. So I'm going to say here, and it's going to say 1.25. I'm going to click down here, and I'm going to say 1.25. And it's going to say invalid literal int base 10, which means it only wants a whole number. So I'm going to go back to 9, and it does the problem. So if I want a number with a decimal, I would use what's called a wood float. So I'd use float. And now I would be wanting a decimal, and it would keep track of a decimal. And as I write in the next lesson, I will talk more later. That's just the very beginning. And we'll talk about exponents, which is 2 multiplications, and mods. So think about mods as remainder. So I explain it as whatever's left over. So we use mods for conversions, like converting feet to inches, or if I'm adding up feet and yards and I want to do that, we convert numbers using a modulus operator, or what's left over. So I'm going to give you another lesson in a few days, but that is it for now. If you need any help, I will be open on Thursday from 6 to 7, so you do not need to be there, but if you want some little extra help, I'm here to help you. So have a great day, and I hope you have a great week coding.